Hey guys, it's me again, and I'm back to paint another pumpkin with you guys. So a few days ago, we did a teal or a mint green colored pumpkin, and I forgot to grab it because I was going to show you guys. Just in case you missed it, this past Tuesday, we did this little pumpkin, and we did it with teal, or it was a sage mint Deco Art Americana paint. And then the shading was all done with a color called Open Water, which is a really soft blue. Hey, Gina. And so ever since I did this one, I've been thinking about a pink one. And so I'm not going to do glass and resin on this today, but I do want to show you guys the steps for how to paint the pumpkin and how to do the shading. Because I think that part was a little intimidating for some people. Hi, Donna. Hi, Priscilla. And the way I do it, I feel like it's I won't say foolproof, but it's definitely way easier than how most people would paint a pumpkin. I think most people would probably paint the entire thing at one time. They would paint like the whole thing orange or whatever color, and then they would go back and try to do their shading later, and it might be a little bit more difficult to get the shading right. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Hi, Barbara. Hello, Diana. Hi, Melissa. How are you? Okay, so before we even get started, how many of you guys have already entered our drawing for some pumpkin earrings that you can paint? So I made some super cute little pumpkin earrings. Oh, I can't get it to turn around. There you go. See the cute little pumpkin earrings? And you guys can paint these yourself. I'm having a drawing, and the way to enter it is to text pumpkin to my number. Oh, I didn't realize I didn't flip the screen here. There we go. So text pumpkin to this number, and you'll be entered to win. It won't send you like a reply that says you're entered to win, but you will be entered to win. And then on Monday, we're going to draw 3 names. So there'll be 3 winners, 3 sets of earrings that we're going to be sending you guys, and you can paint these yourself, whatever color you like. I did a pair that was orange. Here's the orange ones. Super cute. I did a little bit of resin on them. And then I also did a pair that was more like a mint green kind of color. And so I'm wearing the mint green ones today. So if you need to, just screenshot this phone number and this instruction so you'll remember to do it after we get off live here. Hey, Doris. Who else has entered? Hi, Jill and Susie. Hello, Mickey. Let's see. So if you want to win some pumpkin earrings, we're giving away 3 sets. Jamie says, I'm a 2702. Hey, Kentucky gal. Kentucky gals have a 270 number. So text pumpkin to this phone number and you'll be entered to win. We're going to draw 3 names on Monday. Okay, did everybody get their screenshot? I'm going to put this down now. Okay, Laura says she has already entered. You're hoping your self-service holds out. I hope so too. We were going to start this with my hair down because my hair actually looks decent today, but for some reason, I don't know if it's nerves. Surely not. I've been doing Facebook Live since 2016. You wouldn't think I'd get nervous anymore. Or if it's the ring lights. It could be the ring lights. But I suddenly start having hot flashes when I do Facebook Live these days. Thank you, Wendy. You like them? Several of you guys have asked if I'm selling the earrings. I don't want to. If there's enough interest, we might do a few. And I'm talking like, 25 pair, and that would be it. But I don't want to get into the business of making jewelry and selling jewelry. It was just something fun I did to use up some scrap wood on my Glowforge a while back. And so I've had them sitting here waiting for fall to come around. I actually cut these like back in the summer. And so I've been waiting for fall. And so a lot of you guys have asked if you could buy them. And I really don't want to get in the business of selling earrings. But we might do a limited run of them. So if you're on the texting list and you don't win some... What in the world? I just undid everything that I did on the Procreate app. That was funny. So if you don't win some and you're on the texting list, we'll text you if we do end up selling some. That way you guys can find out. Faye says, I haven't, but I will when this is over. Okay, good. Kathy just texted. Good. Also, just a disclaimer, by texting that number, it does enroll you in our text notifications. So I'll be texting you when I go live, like on TikTok or Facebook. I'll text you and let you know. That way you won't miss out. And we'll also text you about other things that might be going on with Southern Adoornments. Michelle says, can you sell the SVG? We might be able to. I hadn't thought about it, but we can. So we will see. Okay. I'm going to be using 3 colors of Deco Art Americana paint on the pumpkin part. I haven't picked a brown yet, so we'll choose that at the end. But I'm going to try these 3 colors as the colors of my blush pink pumpkin. The middle color is baby blush, and then this one is blush pink. So let me show you the difference between the two. One is really bright and one is really dark. And then the shading color is called Berry Cobbler. So this is our color palette for our pumpkin. They're all 3 Deco Art Americana paints. And so I'm thinking this is going to be sort of our base coat color. It's the blush pink. It's sort of the mid-tone. And then I'm going to do a little bit of this baby blush right in the center of each section of the pumpkin so that it looks sort of rounded in 3D. Somebody asked, what is an SVG? That's the file that you would need if you have a Cricut or a laser cutter or a Glowforge and you wanted to cut your own earrings. And then Berry Cobbler is going to be our shading color. Let's see. My live video broadcast keeps getting interrupted. I think it might be on your end because it's okay on my end. And don't you know I didn't get any water to rinse brushes. Hey, who's in the kitchen? I'll call my kids in here. Can you give me a little bit of water in my cup, please? It's Charlie. I forgot to put any water in my cup, so I can't rinse my brushes. Can you go get me some? Okay, good. You're already in the text list. Thank you, Diane. Kay says, can you hold them up one more time, please? Are you going to take a screenshot? Here they are. Okay. Whoop. I can't hold 3 bottles at one time. That's the problem. Here we go. Baby pink, blush pink, and berry cobbler. So Jennifer's asking where we got the pumpkin. I'm glad you asked, Jennifer, because I meant to say something and I forgot. You guys have been looking for this pumpkin specifically ever since we did this tutorial in our shop. Thank you, darling. Thank you. And we didn't realize it wasn't in there. So we just got it added. It's called the Autumn Pumpkin. You can go find it in the shop. I've also linked it up above if you're watching on Facebook. Now, the ones you get in our shop will have these lines etched in them. This is an old version that I had laying around here, and it did not have the lines etched in it, so I drew them on with chalk. So yours won't have chalk on it. It will be laser etched, which makes it like paint by number. So easy. So you can grab that at shopdoorhangers.com. If you're watching on TikTok, there's a link in my profile. It's called the Autumn Pumpkin. All right, we're going to start with the mid-tone, which is just the blush pink, and I'm going to start with the middle of my pumpkin. Mid-tone, middle of the pumpkin. And we're just going to give this pumpkin a good coat of this color. I need a little bit of water on my brush too. My brush was very dry. I sometimes like to wet my brush before I get started. It helps the paint to flow a little better. And the brushes that I'm using today are actually some that Deco Art sells. This is a flat tip size 12. And so these are some new brushes they've started carrying. So if you haven't checked out their brushes on the site, I definitely want to encourage you to do that. I have switched. Almost all of my brushes are now Deco Art brushes, and I really like them. They do a really good job. They're a good quality, and I like that on the side of each one it tells the size, so I can tell you guys. Hi, Crystal. How big are they, the one that you have? So the piece that I have here, I think it's about 10 inches, but in our shop you can get 12 inch or 20 inch, or 6 or 8 if you want smaller. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and squeeze a little bit of this berry cobbler and then the baby blush pink into my little egg carton here. So we've got all 3 colors. And then I'm gonna take the lightest shade and just dip my brush in it. I didn't rinse my brush out. And we're just gonna put that right here in the middle. See how it's lighter than that blush pink? And if your blush pink underneath is still wet, you shouldn't have any trouble adding this pink blush to it to kind of create a lighter shade in the middle. And it's gonna make your pumpkin look kind of rounded. All right, I'm gonna pick up just a teensy bit. And when I mean a teensy bit, look how very much. It's not hardly any, right? And while this is still wet, we're gonna go on the outer edge of our pumpkin section. And I'm just pulling that paint. I'm gonna need a little bit more. Didn't quite go all the way. I'm just pulling that paint down and around the edge of this section. If your paint's not moving very well, it could be that your paint underneath is already beginning to dry. You can dip your brush in just a little bit of water, and that should help. Okay, doing the same thing. Got a tiny bit on the corner of my brush. I didn't rinse my brush out. It's still got the blush on there also. And we're flipping our brush over, and we're gonna do down the other side. And when I say get a little bit of water on your brush, definitely don't get too much, or it's just gonna make your job harder. If you feel like you got too much, rinse, dab it off on a paper towel. Get a little bit more of that darker color, and now we're gonna go along the bottom. Okay, I think I need a little bit more on this side. It's looking a little light. I'll shade that in there, and you can kind of go back and forth and kind of feather it on once you kind of get it there and you don't have a whole lot of paint on your brush. Okay, here's the first section of our pumpkin. It's a little bold, I think, so I'm going to add just a little bit more of the original mid-tone, which is that blush pink. And I'm just going to actually dampen my brush a little bit here. Soften it up just a little. There we go. I almost undid too much of it up here though. So just keep adding it and taking it off until you get it the way you like it. Okay, so there's our first section of our pumpkin. Susan says you make it look so easy. So does Rhonda. I've had lots of practice at this, but if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. And as we paint, I will do my best to answer your questions. If you're just now hopping on and you haven't done so yet, we are doing a giveaway for some pumpkin earrings like the ones I'm wearing, only they are not painted. So if you like to craft and to paint, we're giving away 3 pairs of these little pumpkin earrings, and you can win them by texting this number. We're going to do a drawing on Monday, so just screenshot this if you need to, and then we'll go back to painting. I said we've got a lot more people watching right now, so Christy said, I would love the earring templates. Okay, good. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, so if you want to get the colors, Diana, just rewind to the beginning when it's over because I can't pause right now and list them off. Okay, so this is the blush pink again, the mid-tone. We're going to go over the next section of our pumpkin. Get a little bit of water. This MDF that I'm painting on is quite dry, so it really tries to soak up the paint fast. So a little bit of water helps sometimes. What's everybody doing this Saturday? What are you up to? Thank you, Pamela. She typed the phone number in for those of you that missed it. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to get our berry color, the berry cobbler, on the edge of our brush. And while this is wet, we're just going to drag it on down and around our pumpkin. And a little bit more. I blended it out too much. There we go. And I think I'm going to go back and add a little bit to this middle section now that it's drying a little bit. My squeaky chair. All right, that's looking nice. So there's our first 2 sections of our pink pumpkin. Nancy is organizing her craft area. Oh, Nancy. That's not my most favorite thing to do. Sherry's packing to move. That's definitely not my favorite thing to do. Okay, one thing we didn't do was take the lightest pink, that baby pink, and add a little to the middle of this section. So I'm going to do that real quick before I move on. And I don't see enough of it right here in the middle of this one. So I'm going to add a little more. Get a little bit of water too. This is a lighter shade. And so it just kind of adds a little pop of a highlight in the middle of each section. And I feel like it kind of makes the pumpkin look a little more 3-dimensional. Like it's got, like the sections are coming out toward you. Cynthia's cleaning today so you can paint tonight. There is something about a clean craft room or having a clean house that makes me feel like I deserve to sit down and paint and do all the things and enjoy myself. And so, especially when my craft room is all clean, it kind of motivates me to get in here and actually craft and paint. When it's an absolute mess, I almost don't even want to step in here. Is anybody else like that? You've got a 14th birthday party to go to for your grandson. That sounds like fun, Diana. We've got my nephew's birthday party to go to in a couple of hours. So after this, I'll be going to do that. Nancy says, mine either. That's why I keep taking breaks. Tammy just came back from the vet. How are the doggies, Tammy? We released some new door hanger designs this weekend, and one of them has a doodle puppy on it. So I don't know if you guys saw that or not, but it is so cute. It's got like a little doodle puppy, and he's kind of like popping up behind a pumpkin. Just be careful when you're going around right here that you don't mess up the shading you did on the previous section. Okay, let me pick up that darker color. We're We're going to go out and around this edge. Pick up a little more. Go around this way. Sometimes I end up wiping too much of it, like I blend it in too much. So I kind of have to keep picking up more and going back. But at least it's well shaded. All right, I'm gonna wipe a little bit of that off and then pick up this lightest pink to go right here in the middle. Just in the middle section. I accidentally got a little bit over on that. See if I can touch that up. Nope, I'm making it worse. Let me rinse my brush and I'll fix that little spot. Let's see. The colors we're using are baby pink, blush pink, and berry cobbler, for those of you asking. I'm gonna fix this little spot that I'm at. Y'all probably can't even see it. Just a damp little brush, and I'm just kind of picking it up and fixing that little spot. Okay, moving on. Let's do this little section right here. This is gonna be such a pretty little pumpkin. Some of the local pumpkin patches just started opening up today, I noticed. I don't know if yours are opening up in your areas, but I always like to take my kids and then we kind of have like a little fall photo shoot ourselves, and I take out my iPhone and make a bunch of pictures of the kids with the pumpkins. It's lots of fun. We have one that's not very far down the road from us too. Okay, got a little too much. Let me blend that out. There we go. Okay. Oh, I forgot. We got to do the light pink right there in the middle. Just a tiny bit. There we go. Here's what we've got so far, guys. Half of our pumpkin is done. Pink is your absolute favorite color. Mine is green. Oh, thank you. Somebody said watching you paint is one of the most relaxing things ever. Is it like watching Bob Ross? Because that's what I aspire to be like. I'm a little more goofy than Bob, though. Would this be okay to hang outside on the door as part of a wreath? Yes, Adrian. Actually, lots of people who watch my videos and learn how to paint these attach them to their wreaths if they're wreath makers. And so if you're a wreath maker, you could definitely figure out a way to attach this to your wreath and hang it out on the front door. I would just recommend that you give it a really good coat of like a clear sealer before you do that, so that it's protected from the weather and sun, so that it doesn't fade, and so that the rain doesn't mess it up. Okay, we've got that. I'm going to go for the lighter color first this time, because I was doing it last because I kind of forgot about it on the last two sections. So this is the lighter pink right in the middle, and then I'm picking up that berry color, and we're just going to shade that down. A little bit more. There we go. All right, next section, cover it with the blush pink. It would be pretty on a wreath, wouldn't it? Mod Podge. Can you Mod Podge, or will the paint be ruined? I think you can probably Mod Podge on it. I just don't know. Are you talking about using the Mod Podge as a sealer? I've never used it as a sealer, so I don't know how well that would work. But if you're talking about maybe doing like mixed media and doing something else on top of the paint, you definitely can do that. It might be a good idea to go ahead and seal it first, just in case, because you don't want to mess your paint up. Picking up that lighter color. We're just rinsing and repeating the same process over and over again on each section of this pumpkin. Let me add a little bit of that to this bottom of this section here. I didn't get enough down there. And I had too much on my brush, so sometimes it's a good idea to spread it around. Okay, going back to our original color, we're going to base coat this section next. Are you going to put resin stuff on it? Not today. I'm not saying I won't ever, but I'm not today. What colors of pink are you? Oh, we named them earlier, Patty. Oh, thank you, Amy. She put them in the comments for you. For those of you just now tuning in, if you haven't done so yet and you want to win a pair of pumpkin earrings, you can text this number right here. It will also enroll you in our text notifications. Here, I'll just hold it up while I paint. I need a little tripod to stand this on behind me, don't I? But you can text this number and be entered to win a pair of little pumpkin earrings, and they'll be ready for you to paint. All you have to do is choose your colors and paint. I'm wearing some of them right now, and I painted mine like a mint color, mint green. I also have a little pair here that's orange, so if you need to, just screenshot this phone number because I'm going to put this down in a second. But here's the orange ones. Okay, got it? By texting that number, you'll also be enrolled in our text notifications. So I'll text you when I go live and stuff like that, and we can communicate there. You can also send me pictures of your painted projects. I love chatting with you guys and getting photos that way. Lots of fun to communicate with you guys via text. Feels a little more personal sometimes that way. Okay, last little section here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do that really light pink right here in the center. Do it right here too. It's not absolutely necessary, but it does add just a little bit of a look. It's kind of pretty. Shade this out a little bit. I'm having a harder time getting this part to shade, I think, because I got too much of that berry color on my brush. It's okay. We'll just blend it out and try again. Let me try rotating it a little. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, so here's our pumpkin. We've just got to paint the stem now. Looks a little wobbly right over here. Let's fix that spot. It's funny because I didn't notice it till I was looking at it in the camera. I'm using all Deco Art Americana paints for those of you asking. Somebody was asking what kind of paints I'm using. Deco Art Americana. Are you doing glass on this one? I may in a day or two. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I wasn't planning on doing it today. Okay, I'm re-wetting that little spot, and I'm going to fix the bumpy looking edge on this part. Because it was, to me, maybe it's just a perfectionist sort of mindset, but it looked a little wobbly or something. I don't know, it was bothering me. Just a moment. Almost got it. There we go. Much better. Okay. Much smoother now. Thank you, Diane. I appreciate that. Kimberly says, oh, I sent the text. Good. Okay, so let's choose a brown. Let's go ahead and use this sable brown color. It's another Deco Art Americana color, sable brown. I'm going to put it on this little section of my egg carton. Rinse my brush out. This whole time I've used the same exact brush. I have not switched. I'm using a flat tip brush. This is one of Deco Art's brushes. This one's a size 12. Pick up our sable brown. Also, something we mentioned at the beginning that you may have missed. This design, this pumpkin design is now in our shop. So if you have been wanting to purchase the wooden blank for it, you can get it at shopdoorhangers.com. I've also linked it up above for those of you watching on Facebook. And it's called the Autumn Pumpkin. And yours will come with the design laser etched on it so that you can just follow right inside the lines. I had drawn mine on with a piece of chalk. Okay, I also want to do a little bit of shading with this espresso brown. It's a little darker. I don't need a whole lot of it, so I'm just going to get a little bit out of the lid. Espresso brown, and we're going to do the same thing. Just dip the corner of your brush and just shade along the bottom side of the brown while it's still wet. Get a little bit more. I keep blending it out more than I want to. There we go. I kind of like that better. Is the template? Yes, the template's available also for this design. Okay, there it is. It's all painted. Isn't it cute? Okay, I haven't decided, like I said, whether I'm going to add glass and resin to it, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is for now. Because if I decide to add glass and resin, I don't want any lines on it. So here's the original, the teal color. This one was done with sage, mint, and open water. Those are the color names. Same colors for the stem, the sable brown and espresso. And this is the pink version, and it was done with 3 colors of pink: baby pink, blush pink, and berry cobbler. Thank you, Mindy. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Go paint your own pumpkin. Like I said, you can get yours at shopdoorhangers.com. Just follow the steps that I did, where you start with the center section and work your way out on both sides, and you should have no trouble. All right, and if you want to win a pair of pumpkin earrings, don't forget to text me. Did you see it spin around? They look like this. You get to paint them yourself. And we're going to draw 3 winners on Monday. I'm wearing some little mint colored ones right now. So screenshot that if you need to. Adrian says, I think I'll get one and add an awareness ribbon. That's a nice idea. Adrian, we actually have a pumpkin in the shop already that has an awareness ribbon on it. So you might want to check that one out also. All right, you guys. Y'all have a great day. Bye.